I don't want to be so naive that I would assume that all tribes in Africa feel the same way and have the same perspective or the same values, right? Because even though we're all the same people, I understand that there are different values and different perspectives that different tribes may have, right? So can you tell me, do you look at Africa as a whole, thinking and feeling that way? Or is it specific tribes that think and feel certain ways in terms of not receiving us? Because again, as I mentioned earlier, you are the first that I've heard to say that we are brothers. So what do you think? I mean, do you think, you began to explain earlier, and what I got from that was that maybe Western culture has made it harder for our brothers and sisters here to embrace us.
Of course.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that is it.
Okay.
That is it. That is it. That is the reality. Because, as I said, Western education makes you so individualistic.
Mm-hmm.
You look low upon whatever is cultural.
Yes.
Is backward.
So,
it's not modern.
Let me ask you this though: how can one have such a holistic view when they've encountered certain individuals that are not like the whole, or what seems to be the whole? Because for me, I can say I don't look down on. I was excited about this interview because I knew the wealth of knowledge that would come out of it.
Okay.
So to be placed in a pot with other people that maybe you have experienced that look down low on the culture and so forth, you know, for heaven's sake, we took a one-way ticket and got out of there and came here not knowing what we would experience, but just feeling like we would be around our people and have access to our culture. So certainly I wouldn't look at myself as fitting into that bracket, you know what I mean? So I think it's you know, these conversations need to be discussed on camera in front of everybody to enlighten everybody of the different and various perspectives that one may have, whether here in Gambia or coming from the diaspora. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm here to learn my culture. I'm here to grasp and to get an understanding of what was not available to me in the West.
Okay.
So I think sometimes it is a little bit more difficult to integrate when you're looked at in that kind of light, and that's not your mindset, although you have been westernized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is what they call, Africa also have cultural diversity, you know?
Yes.
There is a lot of cultural diversity based on, that is the beauty of you know, diversity. You know, you have different, we are all Africans.
Yes.
You know, we have different tribes. Those tribes also have their languages, they have their set of, you know, distinct, you know, cultural practices.
Right.
You know,
which are different from,
which is unique to that tribe.
Right.
But sometimes you'll have a practice that is cross-cutting all the tribes.
Yes.
That also do happen.
Okay.
But it do happen in instances where this type of culture is unique to this tribe. That other type of culture is unique to that other tribe.
Okay.
You know, so that diversity also makes it very rich. That's why the African culture is very rich. I give you an example. If you talk to the Mandingo, the Fulaman, you know, the Wolof man, you know, they all have peculiarities in terms of their cultural practice that are distinct.
Okay.
Those who are within, if they see the practice, they will know, this is from this tribe.
Right, okay.
And, you know, this one is from this tribe. So it's a diversity also.
So without putting you on the spot, if you can, give me subtle differences in those three tribes that you talked about.
Okay, can we
give me an
come to
example of-
maybe
example.
the music?
The music, okay.
Yeah? When you go to the Mandingo,
Mm-hmm.
they play Seruba.
Seruba.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
their drums. The drums are completely different from the Wolof drum.
Okay.
The Wolof, they have their own drum, Sabar.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
You know?
Okay.
The Fula, they have Bolombata.
Okay.
You know, so culturally, you know, they have the instruments also can tell you who you are.
Wow.
The instruments that you use can tell me what tribe you belong to, you know, and what type of culture you use.
So I have a very, very interesting question, man, that hopefully you're able to answer.
I'll try.
If the task was presented to you to try to identify a diasporan African with a tribe here, with all of the knowledge that you have about the different tribes and growing up here, could you 70-80% for sure say that this individual is from this tribe?
By his look or?
By his look, by his actions, by things that may be unaware to him or her. Because, you know, what I believe is that when something is in your DNA, no matter where you are from,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Even the dances, some of the dances that we came up with in America can be traced back to Africa.
Of course.
Because it's in our DNA. Not because we got on YouTube and we looked at it or anything. It's just natural.
Natural to you.
You know, for example, also, blacks in the U.S., I don't know about the U.K., what I've experienced though is blacks pretty much everywhere are spiritual.
Yeah.
Where do you think we got that from? We
It's
got
in the
that
DNA.
from, it's in our DNA.
Oh.
So
great.
what I'm saying is, I know that certain tribes have different facial features
Yeah.
and body types. So you're able to tell based on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And also, our futures are a bit distinct based on type of food that we eat.
Okay.
You know, for instance, it also depends on the environment. Also,
Okay.
you know, if you look at the Wolof man, they are normally tall, black, dark people
Ah.
because of the food they eat.
Okay.
That makes them long people.
Right.
You know, because they eat the type of food they eat. You know, if you go to the Mandingo, you know, or the Fula man, they eat different things. The Fula man is a herder. He has his cattle, he has milk all the time. So the skin is light, he has good hair. You know, the pigmentation is very good because he's drinking milk all his life and stuff like that. That is the main food.
Okay.
So their color would be a bit light, you know, because
Man,
of...
this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when you come to the Mandingo, they depend more on rice. Rice as their staple food, they grow it and that's what they eat. So their futures are a bit different,
Okay.
you know, from that of the Walla, the Fulaman, among ourselves. Those who know, if you just look at the future, you can say likely it's this tribe. You know, if you are a Fula, you know, normally by the hair, you know, the skin is light. Normally they are not very, you know, hefty guys. They are not fatty guys also.
Right.
And it just triggered something. Even the hairstyle I see in America, we Fullers are doing it. I said, this is from here.
Really?
The way you cut, this haircut,
Yeah.
you know, Fullers, that is our culture.
So are you Fuller?
Yeah, I'm Fuller.
You're a Fuller. Okay. All
I'm
right.
Fuller.
So now, watch this. Now, I know you can't say for sure, but just based on your time knowing me, what would you say I am?
Wow. I would associate you more with Fullers.
Okay. And why?
Why? Because your height, your pigmentation, your hair,
my height, my pigmentation, my hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Are there any behaviors that would suggest that I'm a part of the Fulham?
Behavior. Maybe the one would be very hard to judge because the Fuller man is a harder.
Okay.
He has cattle and
Right, okay.
you know he's always interested in where he can herd his cattle and get them water.
Right.
So they call it transhuman nomadism.
Okay, wow.
You know, transhuman nomads, they don't stay in one place. You know, where the cattle can get enough grass and water is where they
Where
live.
they go. Wow.
It's where they live because
I will share this with you. I used to be a pastor in the United States. And I look at what you are explaining on a natural level, spiritually, would have been my job there. You know, caring for people spiritually. So while I didn't have animals to care for, I had the souls and spiritual well-being of people to care for. And just like the Fuller man, while it's important to lead and guide the cattle into a place where they can eat properly, that was my spiritual responsibility, is to feed them the information on a spiritual level that would be...
So that the cattle don't go astray.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting analogy.
Yeah. Now, I will also say, when you talk about physical height, you know, color, you know, and features, you look like you could be one of my uncles.
Yeah.
Yes, by the nose, the eyes. We have chinky eyes, Chinese kind of like looking eyes. You know, square chin. You know, just yes, man. I mean, your ears. They look just like mine. The most mentioned tribe that people say that I look like I'm a part of is Fuller. And so, and I see why, because all of the features are the same. Yes.
Interesting.
Height, built, you know, facial features, things of that nature. So hopefully you all have been enlightened. Maybe your perspective has been shifted a little, and you have a deeper understanding of the very rich heritage and culture that Africa has to offer to its people. All right? So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share, smash that notification button so you know when the videos are uploaded. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.